Let me start the class right away. People join. Very happy that on a working day you are all joining me. Now, first of all, let us go through the basics again. So the first important basic thing is that the importance of freight as far as railways are concerned. We know very well that 75% of our revenue is from freight earnings, and we also know that because we are facing it difficult to balance our incomes and outgo, we were borrowing a lot of money from the Consolidated Fund of India or from the Government of India. So we had to pay back a lot of money back to the Government of India. So the government thought that it is better we merge the railway budget with the general budget, and a step in that direction was taken a few years ago. That has helped increase the budget allocation to railways, and very frankly speaking, it has also helped in hiding the losses that we are making, because you see, in Tamil there is a proverb, gumballa goinda, that means in a crowd, you're almost lost. When the budget was separate vis-a-vis the union budget for other things, the other ministries, whatever losses they made was not apparent. It was there somewhere hidden. For example, let us say BSNL was loss making, but suddenly it started to, it was hidden. So like that it happened. Then what happened? So Indian Railway budget merged with the budget of the Government of India, and therefore what happened was, after the merger, we could allocate more money, and we could also uh, not hide. Actually, we were not running away, we were not thieves, but we could hide our flaws a little.
यदि कोई कन्या में मतलब यदि शायद पूर्णिमा के दिन हम कन्या को खिला देना।
Xiaomi 2204, please mute your microphones. I request you all to mute
कि
your
मतलब कारणवश कोई यदि भंग हो जाता है तो
only when you want to talk you unmute it. Okay. So then after the budget were merged, we found it a little easy to get allocations also. Then there was a change in the outlook of the government, and the government thought that we have to increase our revenue at any cost. So in the search for increasing revenue, many avenues were many methodology were followed. Primarily, the prime methodology that is needed to be followed is the carrot and stick policy, or what you might call the enticement policy. That means, see, we have to entice, or we have to drag the public or the customer to us. To do that, we have to give some freebies, some incentives, some special uh, specialities. We have to give them some speciality. Seeing that speciality, they will come. So whenever you visit a mall, or when you visit some website, you will be immediately attracted when they say that they are giving some discount, or they are giving some buy one get one free, or they are giving some sort of extended warranty on a product. See, how many methods can you think about? They will think that they will say that the first time you buy, you can buy at full rate. The next time you come back as a customer, 100 points from this will be added, and it will be subtracted in your next purchase. Is it not? So maybe the first purchase they may not accept, but the next time you go back to them, they will, you can say, frequent flyer in the aircraft, frequent flyer is there. Like that, we are giving so many incentives to customers who is giving other sellers. So railways also thought ki we have to give some incentive, or some free, something free to the public or the customer, so that they can also be attracted to the railway to get to give more traffic. Now what does railway do? Railways is basically a transporter. We get our money from goods transport, from the transport of parcels, luggage, animals, humans. So this is the basic role of the railway. The basic role of the railway is transport. Somebody is telling not audible. Is it not audible? Can this
No, sir. Your voice is clear, sir.
voice is clear? Okay, somebody told it is not audible. So
Audible, sir, audible.
okay, very fine, very fine. Okay, so yeah, so what I was telling is that yeah, many people are telling voice is not audible. Maybe voice is not audible because your phone, in your phone or in your Zoom, you have muted me. Maybe please check up. So it is audible. Everybody, you can text me also if it is audible or not audible.
Audible, sir, audible.
Okay, fine. So anyway, if it is audible for one, it should be audible for everybody. Anyway, so yeah, that is what I was telling. Why railways needs to increase our revenue is because we came to know that our pensions and our salaries are because of the huge staff we have and the pension that is outgoing. Most of our earnings are
पर कुछ ऑफर नहीं दी हमरा को कहीं नहीं
most of our earnings are going to our salaries and pensions, sadly. Okay, now how to increase the revenue? See this, Ramana, mute and video also you off here, Ramana. Ramana, mute your video also. Everybody is able to see you. Okay. Yeah, so let me share the screen now and let me go right into the okay, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I'm going to the incentives that the railways are giving. So the this is my screen is visible fully. Okay.
Okay, sir. Your screen is clearly visible.
Okay, so the important policy measures for freight customers updated on 31st March 2024. That means not even 18 days ago this was updated. So this is the latest this thing. 18 days ago it was updated, and we will try to talk about this. Okay, this is not a class, this is just a small discussion. So let us all talk, let us all involve ourselves in it, and let us anybody can raise a doubt if they have. So let me start.
Sir, please share after the class, sir. That PDF.
Yeah, I will share it. I will share it. See, you do one thing,
Thank you.
you go to the Indian Railways. Let me show you, this is the home.
Okay.
This is the home. Let me show you on screen how it is to be done. You go here,
Okay.
then I think I'll have to minimize the screen because this fellow is okay. You open a tab. When you open a tab, just to type commercial circulars Indian Railways, you will come to this tab, commercial circular Indian Railways. Click that, then you will get all the commercial circulars, but what we want is this particular one, traffic commercial. Go to traffic commercial, and here the very first one here, are you able to see on the screen?
Yes, sir.
So just click on that, and that is the PDF, and you can either download it here with this button download, or you can print and save as PDF in your PC. So important policy measures for freight customers updated 31st March 2024. There is a Ram Navami celebration, so you might find some disturbance in the audio. Bear for some time. I'll try to close all the windows. So to promote the preamble of this, let me read the preamble. To promote movement of goods traffic through railways, Ministry of Railways have undertaken a number of freight policy measures. More relaxations have been provided to customers by a slew of incentives announced by the Indian Railways. These incentives are expected to boost the economy of the country. Details of initiatives duly referred in circular policy are given below. For details, you can visit this website. When you hover your mouse over this place, you can automatically go here. Customers may get in touch with Senior Divisional Commercial Manager at divisional level or Chief Commercial Manager FM Freight Marketing at the zonal level for any freight traffic related query. Customers may also visit the website of FOIS. This I will take you and I will show it to you later on to know more about freight traffic and policies. Now, how to go about this freight FOIS? You go to FOIS here, you click here, you are on FOIS. So when you are going here, internal users, that is for people like us, customers. When you go to customers, you go to this freight business development portal. Just click here. Welcome to Indian Railway Freight Service, dedicated 24/7. So all these things are there. So here home, then new to rail. If you are new to rail, all the details about booking process. So how to register to become a person in FOIS, all those things. This one I will deal another day. Today I am going to take up only these freight incentive schemes. This detail about FOIS I will take you another day, and I will tomorrow or the Saturday we will discuss about FOIS. Now we are discussing only about the freight related incentive schemes. Okay, so FOIS I will take up on Saturday because that is also a very important subject. Let me see. Somebody Abhi is telling voice is not audible. I really don't know why. Okay, the first one, the first incentive we are going to see is automatic freight rebate scheme for traffic loaded in traditional empty flow direction, TEFD. Now what is TEFD, traditional empty flow direction? That means, you see, we know that there is a city center and there is a rural area. People everywhere from the morning, when you see 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock in the morning, if you see, everybody from the rural areas around the city will be coming to the center. Please mute your microphone. Who is that? Okay, so everybody from the rural areas will be rushing to the center of the city, right? So that time, if it is a one-way road, the opposite road, if you see, it will be totally empty because nobody will be coming from city center to their rural areas. But 90%, 90, 90, who is this? What is this? Chandra Bhushan, please mute. Okay, so 90% of the people will be moving from the city, from the rural areas to the city, swarming. Everybody will be going towards city. When you see suburban trains, when you see the road, when you see buses, everywhere people will be moving from the rural areas to the center of the city in the mornings because 9:30, 10 o'clock the office will open. The opposite road will be fully free. But when the evening comes after 5:30 or 6 o'clock, if you see, the reverse will take place. That means all the people from the city, people will be tired after working. Everybody will come out of the offices and they will rush back to the rural areas. So the reverse flow will time. So in the morning, rural area to city is the density, high density traffic, and from the city center to the rural area is the TEFD or traditionally empty flow in the morning. In the evening, the roles are reversed, right? So similarly, in our goods traffic also, we have observed that if there are 2 or 3 stations, A to B or A to C, sometimes A to B will always be having lot of traffic. because many goods are going there, because that is a manufacturing hub. Okay, lot of factories are there, so lot of people are sending from A to B. But unfortunately, from B to A, from B to A, nobody is sending materials. That means our wagons are coming back empty. Who has got any doubt in this up to this? Anybody having doubt?
No doubt, sir.
Okay, so that is meant by empty flow. Now, when you hire an auto to from the city center, from the rural area to the city center, he will be happy to come, because he will know that when he reaches the city center, anyway he will get back some other person to hire the auto. But the reverse direction, he will tell, no sir, if I go there nobody is coming, give me 20 rupees extra, I will take you. You have all heard of it, we have all gone through it. Like that, in railway, what we are telling, if from A to B all the rakes are going, then B to A the rake is not coming back. Then how do you again load one more rake from A to B if a new person wants it? You are not having empties here. So the empty has definitely to come back from B direction to A direction. How do you get that back? It has to come back empty. Understood the concept till now? So because
Yes, sir.
yeah, the rake has to come back empty, we don't want that. We want the rake not to be completely empty. So what we are telling, please mute, my dear, please mute, all of you mute. Those who want to talk, you talk when you want to. Okay, so when railway is telling, if you are coming, if you are booking your goods from B to A, which is a traditionally empty flow direction, anyway my rake is going empty, and you want to send commodity, but you don't want, I don't want to go empty, and you also don't want to pay too much money. So let us come to an understanding. When you send from a high density area to the low density area, that is B to A, remember that, then I will give you some discount. Okay, I will give you some discount. Now railways identifies the routes where it operates a certain number of empty wagons annually. This will be done through our voice mechanism. Our computer can do that. Software is already there in the computer, nothing manual is required. Automatically it will calculate the number of wagons, rakes, everything it will calculate, and it will give a picture to the PCOM and the senior DOM telling that from A to B we are having 100 rakes, loaded rakes. From B to A only 5 rakes are being loaded. That means to say B to A is traditionally empty flow direction. So PCOM, PCCM, they will tell, why should it go empty? Okay, why should it go empty? Instead of going empty, we will give some concession to the person who wants to load, and we will make them to we will collect less payment, and we will ask them to get the wagons. So in an endeavor to convert these empty movements to loaded, it offers discounted freight in these empty flow rates, that is 15% to 20% discount on available applicable NTR. What is NTR? NTR is normal tariff rate, which we have already discussed at length in my videos. If you want, you can go back and check it. It is the basic freight plus the busy season surcharge plus congestion surcharge, if any. These three only will form the NTR. The total of these three is called the NTR. I have done a lot of videos on it and also quiz on it. You can go back and watch it in my playlist. It's on YouTube.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yes.
Discount is granted automatically. This is a very important thing. That is why it is called automatic freight rebate. That means the customer need not ask anything. If the computer decides that B to A is an empty flow direction and PCOM, PCCM have agreed, that will be put in voice automatically, and when you book the ticket, automatically it will come like that. See, for example, in the PRS system previously, not now, even now in the PRS system, if Sandhya is putting blind, Sandhya need not write that a blind person is traveling, blind person escort is traveling. Sandhya just has to type BLIND or whatever funda she is using these days. She is highly intelligent, so I don't know what she is using. Whenever she types that code, automatically the computer decides that a blind person is traveling. It will ask for the concession code. Once you feed the concession number and the code and the validity or whatever, automatically it will calculate the fare for the blind person and calculate full reservation charge and full supplementary charge, because we are not giving any concession on it. So anyway, it calculates it automatically without Sandhya having to do anything. Like that, the customer, when he is sending a rake from B to A, which is a traditionally empty flow direction, automatically this 15 to 20% discount on the normal tariff rate will be given through the system on the railway receipt itself. That is, no action to be taken by the customer. Details of notified routes and terms and conditions are available as per these circulars. Now I will show you this circular. Is the circular visible? Is the circular visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So,
Yes, sir.
yeah. Liberalized automatic freight rebate scheme. This was issued in 2021. So rate circular 8 of 2020 is the main thing. Okay. So now let us see what is the liberalized automatic freight rebate scheme. Objective: to reduce the empty running ratio on IR. What is empty running ratio? A to B loaded, B to A, how many loads are running? That is the ratio of loads versus empties in A to B and B to A direction. That is the ratio. Now this meeting is ending in 10 minutes. We will come back to the same URL, okay, the same link again. So when it gets over, come back to the same link. So yeah, let me show you. To reduce the empty running ratio on IR and to garner additional revenue for the railways by a suitable pricing mechanism based on discount in TFD, whereby automatic rebate from the computerized voice system shall become available to the customers offering traffic in interzonal, between two zones, stations pertaining to other zones. That is interzonal. Like international. What is international? Two other nations. What is intranational? Within the same nation. So inter means more than one, intra means within itself. So interzonal, intrazonal, traditional empty forward action, again subject to fulfillment of certain criteria elaborated in the policy. That means there are some, whenever we give, we take, right? Whenever we are giving, we are also taking. So what is it that we expect from the customer? What do we expect from the customer? That is what we are telling here. Notified streams under TFD shall be based on flow of empties between divisions in case of intrazonal and between divisions to other zones in case of interzonal. So between A and B are two stations. It depends on whether A and B are within the same division, within the same zone or outside of the zones. If A and B are both in the same zone but in different divisions, then it is called as intrazone. If it is between, if A is in South Central Railway and B is in South Western Railway, then it becomes interzonal. So this interzonal or intrazonal is determined by the location of A and B respectively. Now once this is determined, once this item is determined, then we go for the next step. Who are all permitted? All goods sheds, sidings, ports, PFTs. What is PFTs? Anybody can tell what is PFT?
Private freight terminals, sir.
Yeah, very good. Private freight terminal. Okay. So that is a PFT. That I have already discussed in my video. You can go through. Otherwise, you can ask afterwards. So what are the commodities that are not eligible? जो commodity है जिसमें बेच नहीं सकता इसमें, all type of
अभी मेरे को बोले थे
All type of iron ore is not permitted. Coal, coke not permitted. Chemical manure not permitted. Petroleum and other lubricating oils not permitted. RMC, railway material not permitted. Military traffic not permitted. See, you can already see why we don't permit all these things. Iron ore and coal and coke, they will always go from the iron ore and coke will always go from mines to other places. Reverse is not possible. Agreed? Yes or no?
yes sir.
Then chemical manures also we are not permitting. Petrol again we are not permitting. RMC, railway materials, will not come under this scheme. Military traffic we are not permitting. Then last but very important, commodities under class 100, 100A, LR1, LR3. Why? Do you know why? Because already the freight charge is down rock bottom below. LR1, LR3 are all low rated commodities. Already the rating for them is very, very low. So there is no question. Biological latest circular 9. Yeah, that I know. That Sairam, yes, I am aware of that Sairam, but I am just showing these people the old one. Thank you anyways. I just want to know, give them the basics. Then lead restriction. What is the minimum distance, maximum distance? Short lead traffic of this arrow is less than or equal to 100 kilometers. That means 100 and below shall not be eligible under this scheme. Short lead traffic is not eligible. Then permitted wagons. What are the wagons you are permitting? Open, box and group, all wagons. Box and HL, there are a lot of plethora of wagons. Pure boost wagons. Okay, boost wagons is a type of wagons which are used to carry iron and steel. That is bogie open. Okay, so what is this nomenclature? I have taken a class, you can go through it. If you want, I can share it again. Then all covered wagons belonging to BCN and BCN HL group. Then flat wagons and mixed steel rakes. That is BRN, boost group, Concord. Concord is what is called as steel rake. Okay, so this is this thing. Then how do you find out the details of this empty flow direction? The details of traditional empty flow directions, that is interzonal and intrazonal for different stocks, are attached in one annexure 1.6. So this is the old one. It is going on changing, it will go on altering, because today A to B maybe traditional high density and BTA may be low density. Suddenly, based on the traffic, it will keep changing. When you open a new station, again it will keep changing. There are so many things will keep altering. So based on that, we are going to take the call. Okay, now en route divisions of OD pair under TEFD has been given in annexure 7. What is O&D? Anybody?
Originating and destination.
Yeah, very good. Originating destination pair. Okay. Now, charging under the policy will be like this. So, interzonal. So, you just read this. It is quite clear. Interzonal, existing class LR1 for train load and class 100 for wagon load. Proposed charging when it is LR1 for train load and 100 for wagon load. For that, you are giving 20% discount on the NTR. That is the normal tariff rate. Normal tariff rate of class 100 train load and class 110 wagon load for streams at annexure 1A, 3A, 5A. So all these things you can already read it. Somewhere we are giving 20%, somewhere we are giving 15%. Like that, our depending on the traffic, depending on the type of class in which you are there. So interzonal class LR1 TL, like that we are giving like that. So you can go through that. Okay. So discounted freight will be charged from the first RR itself for train loaded in empty flow direction. In some schemes, we are telling you have to wait for so many rakes to be loaded from nth rake, maybe 5th rake, 6th rake, 10th rake, only we will give. Or after 1 year only we will give, like that. Here we are not telling like that. Here we are telling the very first rake you are booking as a customer. If it is from B to A, automatically we will give you this rebate. Okay. Here, intra-divisional booking of traffic is not permitted. What is intra-divisional? That means A and B, B and A are in the same division. We don't permit. Very, very important point. We permit if A is in one division and B is in another division of the same zonal railway. That is intra-zone. We will permit if A is in one zone and B is in a totally different zone. We permit that. It is called interzone. Intra-division is not permitted. Even if the distance is more than 100 kilometers, if two stations A and B are high density and B and A obviously is TEFD, even then we will not permit. This is a very, very important point for TEFD. Please note down. In case of intrazonal or interzonal traffic, TEFD concession for iron and steel booking will not be allowed in open stock if that originating destination flow is restricted for booking of flat wagons and mixed steel rakes. You know that in empty flow direction, if for some reason PCOM has restricted the flow of that rake in the empty direction, then we also will not. Hello. ಹೌದು, ಎಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನೀವು? ಮನೆ 15,000. Okay, sorry, please, sorry. So in 1 minute it is going to expire. Shall we go to the new link? Okay, am I audible? Anybody able to hear me? Am I audible? Anybody able to hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so we will continue. Chris shall modify the software for grant of automatic freight rebate under the scheme. Okay, so nothing needs to be done by the customer, right? What are the salient features? Customer does not have to apply under the scheme since FOIS system shall automatically calculate the chargeable fee. Okay, so customer need not apply. When he books from B to A, automatically the RR will show the reduced freight. Now we are telling some minimums. What are the rules that the customer has to follow? The minimum offer of traffic shall be half rake of the permitted stock. Half different stocks will be as under. So we are telling why are you people don't have the mute it here, please. Okay, so what is the half rake? For BCN, BCN, NA, AHS, 10 wagons. BCN HL, 10 wagons. Boxen, minimum 29 wagons. Boost, 22 wagons. BRN, 21 wagons. If it is mixed, Boxen plus BRN group like that, 20 minimum 5 of each type and maximum of 10. So this is the combination, it has to be there. The combination is given keeping in mind so many factors. That means how good the wagon is, what are the personal traits of the wagon, all those things. Train load charging is subject to fulfillment of extant conditions for train load rate benefit. We already know what is the difference between train load and wagon load. For a nominal understanding, train load is like a wholesale rate and wagon load is like a retail rate. Okay, that is a dummies for them, you can tell like that. Okay. No other concession shall be admissible to the traffic booked under this scheme. That means if a customer chooses for TEFD, traditional NP flow direction, then no other concession will be allowed for him. Traffic booked under the scheme shall not be rebooked, diverted, or given delivery short of destination. Can anybody say why? Can anybody say why? Try. Attempt.
फिर से बताइए सर.
No, we are giving concession, but why we are telling no diversion, no short of delivery, no rebooking?
The party will again, he will book to another destination.
No, that is rebooking or diversion or short. But why we told no?
अपन ऑलरेडी उनको कंसेशन दे रहे हैं इसलिए.
नहीं, कंसेशन तो दे रहे हैं, मगर क्यों नहीं रीबुक करना? नहीं,
It has to go back to the originating location.
Exactly.
TFD को भी दो स्टेशनों के बीच दिया.
रैक को ओरिजिनेटिंग स्टेशन पे फिर से चाहिए.
Exactly. That is what Sandhya told. That's what the other person is also telling. Fantastic. See, the simple reason is that A to B is the traditional high density. We want the rake back at A because we have to send it back to B in a loaded condition. That is why we are sending it as empty. Instead of going empty, we are telling, okay, अच्छा भाई आप load कर दो, 20% कम दे दो, 15% कम दे दो. So we want the rake at A. When the rake is rebooked or diverted or delivered short of destination, two things can happen. One importantly, the rake is not coming back to A, which is our original plan, and B, the second important thing is the new destination may be a high density one. Okay, from B, suppose
Yes.
diverting it to C, B to C may be a high density one. In a high density place, we are giving a concession. It is foolish. Is it? So these two things. First thing, we want the rake back at A. We want the cycle to be complete. Second, B to the new destination diverted, rebooked or short of destination center C, new place C, maybe a high density one. So railway will become a fool then. Is it not?
हाँ सर.
However,
हाँ सर.
However, diversion and delivery short of destination can be permitted on account of force majeure conditions. What is force majeure? Corona is a force majeure. That means things we did not foresee, like act of God, act of war, act of public enemies. These are all called force majeure conditions which nobody thought of. Nobody. Demonetization was a force majeure condition. Middle of the night he came on the phone and he came on TV, all our TVs, and told कल से 2000 रुपया या 500 रुपये, 1000 रुपये या 500 Jamal. That is force majeure. Each case of diversion and delivery short of destination shall be with the approval of concerned PCOM and PCCM of the zonal railway, who shall record their reason in writing. When in the case of act of God, act of war, and act of public enemies, the PCOM and PCCM of the railway where the rake is there will have to give it in writing. Yes, because of this war, because of this force majeure condition, the rake may be diverted, like that. Diverted, rebooked, or delivered short of destination. In case such traffic is required to be rebooked or diverted or delivered short of destination, then normal freight shall be charged for the entire distance of the applicable class of the commodity. See this funny thing. So even if he has booked it at the reduced rate and act of God or act of war is there, still when granting the delivery, what we have to collect? Normal freight. We have to collect the normal freight, not
Normal freight.
when giving delivery. We have to ensure that undercharges are collected. What is the undercharge? Here the undercharge is the difference, 15%, 20%, whatever you have given, you have to collect it back.
Okay.
Chris will develop a program for managing diversion and short of destination delivery in voice after proper accountal. What is proper accountal? That means an undercharge sheet must be raised on the system, and the undercharges will be collected at the destination before due delivery of the consignment. Understood? Rakes loaded under normal tariff shall not be rebooked under this scheme. However, rebooking at normal tariff can continue to be permitted as per extent rules. That means if at all somebody books a normal B2A, he is sending B2A, but he is telling I don't want to avail of this concession. He books it at full tariff rate. That person B2A, although traditional empty flow, has the right to ask for rebooking and diversion simply because he has paid the full fare. Understood? Any confusion regarding this? Okay. PCOM, PCCM and PFA. Who is PFA?
Principal Finance
Principal
Advisor.
Finance Advisor.
Yes, sir.
Financial advisor of the concerned zonal railway shall conduct a monthly review and audit of the scheme to assess the efficacy of the scheme. The results of the review shall be submitted to this thing. So applicability, this is blah blah blah, all this we have seen. So many stations. See here one, interzonal, covered wagon, zone BPT, division BPT, zone 2 central railway to BB. When somebody sends from BPT in BPT's division to BB in central railway, he will get the interzonal benefit of TEFD. Like that, so many is there. This will keep changing. Okay, these things will keep changing every day. Now our Sai has given one latest circular. So I think anyway, that I could not find here. It is a latest circular on TEFD. Okay. Now I will share that latest circular also on this thing. Now we will go for the second part. So this is the first part. Okay. There is a corrigendum. If you want, I can show you that corrigendum also. So what was given? Existing, proposed. So there is some slight change. Interzonal traffic, divisions of the destination zones other than notified. So some changes, they have brought small changes which you can go through in this thing. My idea here is to go through the complete incentive schemes one by one. The details you can get on the net, otherwise you can ask me or we can discuss in the group. So all these regarding TEFD. Okay. Now the second one, long-term traffic contract, LTTC. Long-term traffic contract. So what does it mean? It means to say when you are going from say home to office, daily you are going by the same auto. What you tell that auto fellow? Arey, daily I am coming with you. For so many months I am going to come with you. Till my retirement I am going to be in the same office. I am not going to get transferred. You are also going to be there. Daily I want you to drop by auto, pick me by auto. So we will, every day you are charging 100 rupees up, 100 rupees down, 200 rupees. Let us not do that. We will, anyway you are getting me as a permanent customer. So for you, Giraki guaranteed. So 1% guaranteed, one trip guaranteed. For me, daily 100 rupees up and down, 200 rupees is too costly. So let us come to an understanding. Let us split the benefits. I will pay you 160 rupees. So 80 rupees up, 80 rupees down, 160 rupees I will pay you daily, no problem. For 5 years or 10 years I will guarantee you, like that. So this is called the long-term traffic contract. That means the railways and these people are having a contract telling that we will give so much traffic for so many years. Understood this concept? Anybody having doubt?
No doubt, sir.
Okay.
No doubt, sir.
So let us discuss this policy. This is a policy which provides freight stability to customer in the current year of the agreement. That means we are telling him, "Arey bhai, dekho, you promise me that you will be my permanent customer. Then I will promise you that even if there is freight increase, tomorrow petrol charges increased, that auto fellow will ask 120 rupees or 140 rupees. That the deal between the auto driver and the owner is that even if the petrol prices increase, there will be no increase in that 80 rupees per trip." Understood? Like that. One more is, it also offers rebate in freight based on incremental growth of gross freight revenue or GFR. This is a very important term you have to remember. So there are two things. One is current year freight stability. Second is rebate based on gross freight revenue, as well as retention of traffic volumes. That means what? These customers who going by auto should promise, out of 30 days, only 4 Sundays I will not come. Occasionally 2 days I may take leave in a month. Leaving those 6 days, 24 days, 100% I will come. I will not miss at all. So like that, that is okay. Like that you can take an analogy. Freight rebate is also available for retention of GFR. See, here we are telling growth. The word here is growth. If there is no growth also it is okay, but you have to retain the GFR. Even if there is no growth it is okay, but it should not come below what is in the previous year. Okay. So one sort of rebate we give where freight stability. Second, we give, if there is a growth in GFR, we give you some this thing. Or if he retains the traffic volumes, we give. Or if he retains the GFR, that means there is no increase, but he is not going down also in our transportation. He is still the same customer. He has not increased the tonnage or the kilometer NTKM. NTKM is not increased. Net ton kilometer is not increased, but it is not decreased also. That also we agree. So customers are, here you see the difference. Customers are required to apply for and sign contracts with zonal railways to avail this scheme. Previously for TEFD, nothing was required. Simply RR, go there, you will get it. Here it is not like that. Why it is not like that here? Here it is not like that because each customer we are taking into consideration as a separate entity. Because we are taking each customer as a separate entity, we are telling, अरे भाई देखो, यदि आप ये स्कीम में आना चाहते हैं को हमारा पास आके एक अग्रीमेंट करना, और उस अग्रीमेंट में आप ये गारंटी देना कि जो आप जीएफआर है वो आप जरूर देगा या कम से कम रिटेन करेगा, है ना? उसी टाइम को आपको ये फ्रेट का रिबेट मिलेगा. ओके, नाउ लेट अस सी दिस in brief. What is the old one? These are all old circulars. A lot of changes have taken place, but for you I wanted to show you the basics. The fundamentals are the same. Some small corrigenda may be there, small modifications are there, no doubt, but that you can always get in the net. I want you to know the basics. So this policy showing you is that these are all not available in the new circulars. See here, when was it started? In the railway budget speech of 2016. LTTC, when it was started? Railway budget of 2016. Okay. What are the objectives? Long-term freight revenue commitment, stability and certainty of freight, generation of additional volume. Now let us see a few definitions. These definitions I will go lightning speed. You can always go back there and learn. The first word we saw was GFR, or gross freight revenue. Gross freight revenue means total freight revenue offered by customer for the transportation of commodities. Please be very open eared here, listen properly. Total freight, That means adding different commodities. Hence, GFR totally means GFR1, GFR2, GFR3, etc., where 1, 2 and 3 represent different commodities. GFR is also inclusive of surcharges and applicable charges, if any, excluding taxes. Only GST and other taxes you leave out, but all other surcharge like busy season surcharge, whatever other charges are there, like terminal charge, everything is included. First, read this paragraph properly. Any doubts you ask. Important thing is GFR is equal to GFR 1, 2, 3, where 1, 2, 3 represent different commodities loaded by the same customer. Go through that one. Can you understand this fully? Anybody having doubt regarding this GFR? Gross freight revenue. That means GFR of a customer derived by adding GFR for different commodities. That means if a customer is sending 4 or 5 commodities, then for all the 4 or 5 commodities he can add. He is sending iron and steel, he is also sending cement, he is also sending coal, he is also sending automobiles. हाँ भाई, सबको मिलके हम GFR calculate करेगा. Anybody having a doubt? Shall we go further?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now we will go to the next part. That part is called minimum guaranteed GFR. What we are talking about is called minimum guaranteed gross freight revenue. What does it mean? It means the annual minimum gross freight revenue committed by the customer for each individual financial year of the agreement. See, each customer is different. That is why we are telling each customer will have a separate agreement with the zonal railways, because one customer may give 100 metric tons, another customer may give 100,000 metric tons. So all the fingers are not the same. So they're telling, okay, you make an agreement. Whatever is the GFR that you give, that will be the base GFR. Understood? Now, the important point here is this one. The MGGFR would normally be higher for each subsequent year with pre-agreed annual increment growth for the entire agreement. If the agreement is for 2 years, MGGFR should normally more for the next year than the previous year. Please read this MGGFR and ask any doubt if you are having. Read this MGGFR. These are all terms, no problem. Nowadays, FICE is taking care of all of it, but in your exam, they will definitely ask you to break it down. Okay, next. Minimum guaranteed, that is already done. I'm sorry, that is already done. We'll go for the next one called as actual gross freight revenue. What does it mean? It means the total revenue realized by the railway from a customer by way of freight charges, including surcharges, but excluding taxes. This is the actual gross freight revenue. Go through this term once. Any doubt you can ask me. Very confusing terminology, nonetheless you must know it. Because they may ask in choose the correct answer. Benchmark GFR includes, excludes. So it will be very confusing. Negative marking is also there. Okay. Now benchmark GFR. What does it mean? It means the revenue over which the incremental growth of GFR will be calculated. The important word here is incremental. What is incremental? More than last year. Okay. For the first year, BGFR shall be the actual GFR achieved during the previous 12 months. If you are making an agreement now, today, then the previous 12 months, how much ever you have given, that will be your base GFR. Understood? From then on, you will calculate based on the GFR that you are agreeing now. And from subsequent year onwards, it shall be equal to MGGFR of the preceding year. What is MGGFR? We have already seen. So these are all very confusing terms, but you have to learn. These 4 things are very important terminology you have to understand. Once you get to the hang of it, it is easy. All these are the same words you have to go through. So 1 or 2 things I will tell you. This is the very important thing. NTR. What is NTR? NTR refers to total charges, base freight plus demand management charges like busy season, congestion, supplementary charge, various transportation. What is congestion charge? Can anybody tell? Anybody tell what is
15%.
No, for what? What is congestion charge for?
गुड शेड में जब बहुत ज्यादा वैगन का रश हो जाता है या बिजी सीजन में
For
No.
traffic to Pakistan and Bangladesh.
Very good.
पाकिस्तान का तो
Who is that?
20%.
Who is speaking? What is your name?
बांग्लादेश का 25% है सर.
What is your name? Who told Bangladesh, Pakistan?
मैं मिसेस फरजाना बेग.
Not you. Another person.
Najib Khan.
Najib, very good. Congratulations. You are already ACM. So when
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
when traffic is sent to Bangladesh or to Pakistan, a special charge called as congestion charge is collected. Okay, that is the correct answer. Now, apart from that, other charges like development charge, terminal charge, penalty charge overloading and penal charges, all these will be levied based on your NTR. First you calculate NTR. NTR will be base freight, busy season, congestion charge and supplementary charge. After totaling all these 4, that will become your NTR. That NTR, on top of this NTR only you have to calculate this development charge, terminal charge, penalty charge or penal charge and all that. Should not calculate all these charges based on the base freight. You will be wrong. If you calculate all these charges based on base freight, you have to pay under charges from your pocket. First calculate base freight, then busy season, then congestion, then supplementary charge, total them. That will be the NTR. On that NTR, you have to calculate development charge, terminal charge, penalty charge, penal charge, etc. Understood? So all these which you can read yourself. So again, what are the excluded commodities? Here we are also excluding commodities like all commodities below 100, coal and coke, iron ore, POL, RMC military, container traffic, again automobile traffic. So we are leaving all these people out. कौन सा जो 100 का है, coal and coke, iron ore, military traffic, petroleum, RMC, container, automobile, इन सब हम छोड़ रहे हैं, इस स्कीम में शामिल नहीं.
Okay.
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 Eligibility. The first point. Customer willing to come under LTTC should be eligible only if he or she is already loading or giving traffic for at least 1 million metric ton per annum outward and inward. we will take into consideration both outward and inward for the same customer. Okay, chalta hai. Okay, so in the previous year, that is why we are telling, see here, you connect this one to this fellow here. Which one? This year. Actual JRFR during previous 12 months. Okay, that means he should be a customer at least for 1 year. Only then we will get to know his way of working and how much load he can give. Next, new traffic refers to traffic loaded by new customer coming to the railway for the first time in the current year. This is the second type of customer. First type is this one. This is the second type. In the second type of customer, he is coming newly. In case of new traffic, new entrant to rail transport, customers shall be eligible to enter into the scheme if they commit to provide traffic of more than 3 million tons over the entire agreement period and at least 1 million tons during current year. So this 1 million tons,
रजिस्ट्रेशन करावं लागतं.
so this 1 million tons we are taking care here. इफ यदि ये नया कस्टमर आया, वो गारंटी देना कि जो ये पहले साल में वो 1 मिलियन टन देगा और पूरा अग्रीमेंट पीरियड में कम से कम 3 मीट्रिक टन दिएगा. 3 million tons, I'm sorry, 3 million tons. Okay, understood? No, nobody will understand this because it is very complex. After I take the class, go home, take your books, start studying. Only if you study it 3 or 4 times, you will understand. I read it 5 times, 6th time only I could get it. So please study well and then only you will understand this. Now, the customer coming under this scheme shall not be eligible to avail concurrent concession rebate under any other scheme except 6% concession to northeastern region, to and from. Except for this, no other concession will be coming secondly. Then TF, traditional empty flow direction, and concession for loading of bagged consignment in open wagons. So these 3 are permitted. TEFD permitted, 6% NE permitted, loading of bagged consignment in open wagon, flat wagon permitted. Apart from this, no other concession is permitted simultaneously. That means इन ये जो स्कीम का अंदर है एलटीटीसी का साथ वो जो नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न रीजन का 6% है वो भी ले सकता है. टीएफडी है तो वो ले सकता है, या लोडिंग ऑफ बैग्ड कंसाइनमेंट इन ओपन वैगन वो ले सकता है. बाकी कुछ कंसेशन वो ले नहीं पाएगा, है ना. ओके, one more very important point you note down. However, after all the rebate, the net freight should not be less than the freight applicable for class 100. ये जो 3 हम बता चुका है, TFD 6%, LTTC and open bagged consignment open wagon, इन चारों मिल के फ्रेट जो आ रहा है वो क्लास 100 से नीचे नहीं होना. यदि वो क्लास 100 का नीचे आ गया, क्लास 100 का कितना है वो चार्ज करना है. अंडरस्टूड? एनी डाउट्स? लॉट्स ऑफ डाउट्स. What to do? Okay. The traffic which is currently availing concession under the schemes like station to station rate scheme, freight forwarder scheme, shortly traffic scheme shall not be considered for rebate as well as GFR under LTTC. This means that if a customer is getting benefit under these discounted schemes, he will be excluded from LTTC. So who and all is again left over? Those who are under station to station rate scheme, STS scheme, not permitted. FFS, not permitted. Short lead, not permitted. ओके क्योंकि वो पहले ही कुछ ना कुछ कंसेशन ले रहा है, इसके लिए नया कंसेशन उसको एप्लीकेबल नहीं है. Now the applicable conditions: zonal railways shall enter into Zonal railways will enter into agreement with the customer incorporating the features of these guidelines. Agreement can be entered into zonal railways as mentioned below. How to enter into agreement? We will see now. Now, if a customer has terminal in multiple zonal railways, he can enter into agreement with each individual zonal railway, subject to the condition that he should have minimum 1 million ton per annual traffic to that zonal railway. So individual zones he has to make individually agreement, and each place he has to each agreement he has to make separately. Okay, so 1 million tons to dena padta. If the customer desires, okay, if the customer desires to have one agreement for all his terminals spread over multiple zones, then he shall enter into agreement with the zone to which he is offering the maximum traffic. See this very important point. यदि वो चाहता है कि पूरा भारत देश में उसका व्यापार चल रहा है और वो हर जोन में यही एग्रीमेंट करना चाहता है to ease business, because he has to make 10, 8 or 9 different agreements. We tell अच्छा भाई चलो जहां आपका जो बिजनेस बहुत ज्यादा है उस जोन में आप एक एग्रीमेंट कर लो सब कस्टमर्स के लिए, सब स्टेशंस के लिए, सब जोन्स के लिए. ओके, so this facility we are given again. Now what he will do? He can enter into individual agreements with some zones and at the same time can have multi-zone agreement not covered in the individual agreements. So we are giving him all type of facilities. We are giving him all India what you call that permit, all India permit which you see on lorry, or we tell only between Tamil Nadu and Chennai, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka you take a permit. Only between Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Goa, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra you take permit for vehicle. Like that we are giving him multiple options. LTC, in this LTTC you can take agreement with only one zone, multiple zones, wherever you want, multiple zones and wherever you want, whatever way you want you can take agreements. That is what we are telling him. We are giving him that freedom. So I think we can, class is sufficient for today. Can we go? Right. Next point. While entering into agreement, care must be taken to ensure that all the plants within a zonal railway operated by the customer are included in the agreement. This would prevent shifting of traffic from one location to another within a zone merely for the sake of seeking concession without any additional traffic. Very, very important point. Read this again and again in your own mind. Read it in your mind. Ask any doubt if you have. यदि वो कस्टमर 10 जगह में लोड कर रहे हैं एक ही जोन में, हर एक जोन में जो कस्टमर है उसका पूरा डिटेल्स लेना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि वो कल दूसरा जोन को उसको शिफ्ट कर दिया तो हमारा ट्रैफिक गुजर जाएगा. So we have to be very careful when making this agreement. That is the meaning of this statement. proposal under the scheme shall be submitted by the authorized representative of the company to the office of the CCM of the zone with whom the agreement is proposed. CCM of the zone shall process the proposal in consultation with COM and FNCO and finalize the same with the personal approval of the GM. Please remember that. So पर्सनल अप्रूवल ऑफ द जीएम वहां तक जाएगा ये, क्योंकि ये करोड़ों का रुपए का मामला है. On behalf of the zone, CCM will sign the agreement and will be the executing authority. This is a very important paragraph. Read it. I will send you the PDF for all this. Okay. Any doubts in this? In 1 minute it is ending. We'll come back to a new session, or shall we close?
Shall we close, sir? Tomorrow we'll continue.
Tomorrow we'll continue. Not tomorrow, Saturday probably. Okay. In case of multi-zonal agreement, CCM of zone handling maximum traffic will sign the agreement. CCMs of other zones will be included in the agreement, will sign the agreement as witness. FANCO of the contract signing zone shall also act as a witness at the time of signing. So when more than one zone is there, then CCM of zone handling highest will be the signing agreement. Okay, we will see you in the next class. Thank you. Good night. Take care.
Thank you very much, sir. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye. Ma. Bye. Bye. Bye.